pick. Looks like Jaden's using Yoshi too as well. It's yeah, unusual to have a Yoshi versus Yoshi match. But yeah, so Rainbow Road, extremely long, lots of MTs. Dan into the fence just a little bit. Ooh, Jaden into the fence a lot. But yeah, quite a long time before we get any sense of who's going to win this race. This is about just under 6 minutes on PAL. Extremely long. If anyone's got some fun facts in the chat, it is tradition on Rainbow Road. Why is the track not banned for 3 laps? I don't know, Mole. It's a good question. So as we come to the end of lap 1, see Dan ahead by about a full second. You see both players going for the Tran on that hill. You go way faster if you're stuck to the ground on a downhill. Named after the guy who developed that strat, David Tran. These chomps you see on the track are on cycles, so if you know your pace, you know where the chomps are. Jaden, though, a second behind Dan, which I would say pretty much guarantees that he's off his normal cycle. So he's going to have to kind of adjust on the fly. That is actually a fun fact, Jake. I did not know that. Personally, I am just 1 out of 3. I only play Toad. Except for Yoshi Valley Flat. I use Yoshi because I use his head to line up with the texture. But, or shortcut flap, I should say. Other than that, I'm Toad all the way. So Dan, still with a pretty decent lead. Jaden gonna need Dan to make a mistake to catch up at this point. Dan unlikely to be caught on raw pace alone with this kind of lead. And yeah, gains another second on lap 2. Rainbow Road, an interesting choice from Jaden, honestly. He is quite good at this track, but the longer tracks are going to favor the higher ranked player, and that is Dan. Jaden did pick this, yeah. Like I said, he is quite good at this track. He is in one tries too. He's usually quite good and consistent at this track, but it's just Dan is just got such an advantage on this track. So yeah, it's true. I think Jaden picks Rainbow Road in every match. And so Dan's going to come across with the win.
Okay.
Jaden with a bit of a false start. Looks like Dan's going and not looking at the Discord either, so probably going to have a very desynced race on our hands here. I won't bother syncing them up because it'll just throw everything out of whack. Hopefully Jaden just goes. Yeah, okay, he's just going to go. So he's about a lap behind, but it's okay. These things happen from time to time. Dan with a 39.30. Lap 1, using 2 of his shrooms already. The shroom strat on this track is a bit variable. Just depends where you use. The normal shroom spot is around the first corner, but you use the start boost for that on lap 1. So sort of up to choice what lap you use your spare shroom on the second corner. See what Jaden comes across on lap 1. 39, actually in the lead after lap 1. 38.68 from Dan though, great lap 2. Gets the flashing numbers for the cartridge PB. That is not his actual PR. Jaden struggling a little bit on the walls. Doing that NT over the hill instead of just jumping. It's a strat Matthias also favors. Pretty much a wash for what's faster on that section. Jaden losing a lot of time on that lap too. Dan coming across the 156.77. And yeah, wins by a little over a second. Jaden gonna take us to Luigi Raceway. Yeah, a 156 for Dan. Pretty good time. Taking an early 2-0 lead. So Luigi Raceway, pretty low variance track. You have to say probably favoring Dan as well, but it is also, because it's so low variance, any mistake is really going to punish you because it's unlikely that your opponent's going to make the same mistake. Dan actually missing an NT there, but Jaden in the sand, that's going to lose him quite a bit of time. Both going to go through the grass here, going for a mystery boost on this wall. You bump this wall at the end of an NT and you get a speed boost for some reason. 78 to 88, so just a 10th in it after lap 1. Then on lap 2 here, going to use both these shrooms through the grass. It is faster to do this 1-2-0 shroom strat. Both players pretty clean. Look like Dan got on the grass just a little better. Gains another 3/10 on lap 2. Very little math required for me. Nice even numbers. Dan just needs to keep it clean around the last corner and he'll take a absolute stranglehold on this set. Both with 158s, very nice, but Dan with a 158.48, which is a little ridiculous. We've reached the portion of the match where Dan beats everyone in chat's PRs. And then Dan going to take us to Banshee Boardwalk for potentially the last track of the set. Looks like Jaden with a false start again, but learning from last time, just going to go ahead anyways. Again, not going to bother resyncing them because it'll just get us all out of whack. Oh, Jaden goes in the water. So Dan really just needs to keep this clean and he's got a free win here. Doesn't need anything special from this race. Being Dan though, I feel like he's still going to go full out, trying to go as fast as possible. .41.66 lap 1. Into the fence a little bit, but yeah, this one ended very early on. Might as well take this opportunity to talk about a little bit about the format. Each player has actually 2 jokers they can use, 1 flap and 1 shortcut. That to be used once per match. So we could see a couple shortcut tracks if they choose to use them. I would expect Jaden will probably use one. I don't know about Dan. And then best of 7 tracks per set, best of 5 sets. And Dan's going to come across the line and take the first set. Unfortunate for Jaden, he actually, if he'd had a clean lap 1, did have a chance to catch Dan. Dan had a bit of a rough lap 3, but stuff happens. Jaden, because he lost the set, does get the first pick for set 2, and we're going to head to Moo Moo Farm. Jaden also pretty partial to Moo Moo Farm picks, historically. Yeah, you can use both jokers in the same set. Both players making it clean through the moles on lap 1. You'll see most players are going to play it relatively safe through the moles. They are RNG. The uneven ground also being a giant pain on this track. Dan going through the first group of moles on lap 3. Jaden does look like he's caught up a bit too. Sorry, I was doing the... Oh, Dan hits a mole! And with that, Jaden should take this track. His first track win of the match. Unfortunate for Dan, he had the lead. And he's going to go to Royal Raceway. Royal Raceway, in my humble opinion, one of the best tracks in the game. One of the rare tracks that is actually fun to play, both non-shortcut and shortcut. Yeah, I'm pretty strong with the commentator's curse in past matches, so probably won't be the last time. Both landing at pretty much exactly the same time. Dan definitely a little cleaner through that little zigzag section. See where they are after lap 1. Jaden ahead by a very small amount. 0.04 after lap 1, but he does have a lead. Almost gets caught up on the wall on the U-turn there. Did lose a bit of time, but he's still in it at least. Worth noting, these zippers do act like a shroom, so it is faster to drift on them. And the players take the opportunity to also charge an MT. That wall hit for Jayden. Really losing him a lot of pace on this lap, been pretty clean otherwise. And then and he falls into the water. Something that's pretty easy to do, honestly. Right as I was talking about how clean his lap was. So Dan again just needs to keep it clean. And he'll take the track. And Jayden taking Jake's advice for the next track. Because of the big stream delay I already know. Dan kept it clean, comes across for the win, ties up the set. And the next track we are going to is Jayden picking the Bowser's Castle Flap Joker. So the Flap Joker, flap standing for fast lap, will be lap 1. The entire race for this is just lap 1 of Bowser's Castle. Lap 1, coincidentally, not the lap that you would normally do this lap. So, got to sort of adjust on the fly a little bit. Thwomp's going to be in some weird places, although you would normally use one shroom on the 3-lap as well, so they should actually be quite used to where the Thwomps are. Looking relatively close here. Oh, Jayden gets caught up on the end of the spiral. Dan going for that extra MT. Let's see what they get here. 90. Okay, Dan won. Appreciate the pauses from both of them there. 43.92 to 44.28. And Dan's taking us to Wario Stadium. Another very long track, one that would favor Dan. You can see both players using their shortcut cartridges, if they've got separate cartridges for that. This track is an absolute joke on shortcut. Also one of the most entertaining one-try shortcut tracks. Just an absolute lottery. But non-shortcut, this is a quite technical track. If you look at the leaderboard for this track, the gaps in times between players are much bigger than on most other tracks. The shroom over this double hill, both with pretty much the same shroom there. Ooh, it looks like Jayden might have missed an MT there, actually. Goes for the flip-flop MT as well. Both players pulling out all the strats for this one. I haven't paid too much attention to Jayden's progress over the last few months. That flip-flop MT might just be completely standard to him now. Neither player going for the drop MT off the ramp. That one definitely not a particularly one-try safe strat. Dan hits the wall on the U-turn, so Jaden should come out of this with a bit of a lead. But no, the stream sync is a little bit off, so Dan actually about 0.15 ahead. Misses an NT up the hill, though. That does lose quite a bit of time. Shroom really crucial on this track. You can lose a lot of time just by going really wide. Both players have pretty clean shrooms. He is top 10, true. Oh, Jaden gets stuck in the wall. I'm gonna give Dan a bit more of a lead. Oh, but Dan slams into the wall on the end of that NT. Both players just kind of yo-yoing back and forth a little bit here. One mistake is met with another by their opponent. Dan, though, gaining about 0.3 on that lap still. So almost half a second ahead. Jaden just with these little touches on the wall, losing little bits of time. Jaden there getting the bounce off the top of that hill. That is a bit faster. Misses an MT right after, though. Dan misses an MT. Don't think it'll be enough, though. I think Dan's probably got this one. And yeah, he's got old Jaden slamming into the wall on the last turn as well. And Dan does take it pretty comfortably in the end. And Jaden going to take us to DK Jungle Parkway. Potentially a high variance track, depends how risky these guys take the ramp jump. I would imagine quite risky. Fun fact, it's update day today, and I forgot to send my times. So DK Jungle Parkway, the ramp jump, super important to get as far left as you can. Oh, Oh, Jaden missing the ramp jump. So again, Dan just has to keep it clean here. Jaden really struggling in the grass. Dan just keeps it clean and he'll take the set. Oh, Jaden tumbles in the cave as well. It's just all going wrong. Dan plays it extra safe around the cave, takes the easy win. And Jaden gonna take us to Toad's Turnpike Shortcut. Very interesting. He's not on the Japanese version, so I'm very interested to see what strats we're going for here. There's a few different options that they could go for. Looks like both players going for the more old school strat, doing the lack 2 effect. Both miss it though. Jaden goes for the immediate backup. I think that'll work. Dan's will work. So Jaden, assuming his shortcut worked, does have a bit of a lead now. And it did, so Jaden does have the early lead. Dan thinking his shortcut didn't work, and it didn't. Good call. Misses it again, though. So SC is shortcut. Basically, those are the 2 Joker picks that they can have. SC is shortcut, so once per match you can choose a track to be shortcut instead of non-shortcut. And flap stands for fast lap. You can choose once per match to have the track only be 1 single lap instead of the 3 lap. Dan really struggling with the 3 lap here. Looks like he's actually going for a strat that I'm pretty sure is 1.0 exclusive. JP 1.0, I should say. Jaden comes across and takes that one. Dan with the forfeit. And he's going to take us back to Royal Raceway. So this race was looking pretty close until Jaden fell in the water last time they came here, so hopefully we get a good race again. Jaden with the character switch to Toad as well. Looking to give him a bit of extra luck. It worked out on the turnpike. Toad with that home track advantage. After lap 1, Dan ahead by about half a second. Characters do have different traits, but they're sort of put into different classes. The lightweights, which are Toad, Yoshi, and Peach, have the exact same stats, so they're all identical for time trials. And then like the heavyweights, DK and Wario have their own stats. Bowser is completely on his own, by what we're pretty sure is a typo. He's got some slightly better stats than the other two heavyweights. And that's not a joke, literally looking in the code that was leaked, it appears to be a typo. That coming across the line, Dan saving another, 0.71 seconds, so pretty huge lead. Had to jump out of his drift there to avoid going in the water. Dan is looking pretty good. See what time he gets going across the line. Wow, what a 251.75. What an absolute lunatic. Good enough for third place on the leaderboard, folks. Ridiculous. No, it's not a PR for him on this track. He's using a cartridge that doesn't have his PRs on it. His PR is also a world record, which is a 251.25. So half a second off the world record, which for one try is pretty ridiculous. And Jaden going to take us to Sherbet Land for his next pick. Both players going to be going for these crack jumps. Can gain or lose a lot of time taking those tighter, but it is risky. Falling in the water on this track is even worse than other tracks because you get frozen in an ice cube. Takes a good couple seconds to thaw out. Oh, Jaden makes it through clean, but Dan hits the penguin. The penguin on lap 1 is an absolute jerk. He's pretty much in the way. And you can sneak on the inside of him, but it is risky, as you can see. think Dan's probably going to go full out with the with the crack jumps now. Tends to be his style. If he makes a mistake like that, he just goes full YOLO for the rest of the track. And welcome to any viewers from SpeedGaming 5 coming over. Welcome to Mario Kart. And Jaden comes across with a 157.51 and takes a lead in the set. $157.51 is also a pretty good one-try time. Had some trouble on lap 2 there, but still very solid. And we're going to go Toad's Turnpike. Was played earlier in the set, but that was shortcut, so it doesn't count for the track pool stuff. Can be picked again. Only 40th, yeah. That is the caliber of play you get from these Division 1 guys. It's like Dan dropping a few frames there, but we're alright. So Toad's Turnpike, non-shortcut this time. Lots of MTs, MT spam. You would expect both these players, given their ranks, to be able to avoid the traffic, but sometimes even the best of us make that mistake, snatch on the drift, just get sent off into a car. Dan looking like he's got the lead in lap 1. Both players holding on to their shrooms so far. Yeah, almost a full second on lap 1. See both players shroom through these cars at the beginning of lap 1 here. That is the standard shroom strat. Dan with a little bit cleaner on the exit. I think we might see a variation on where these guys use their second shrooms. I think Dan uses his on an earlier corner. Most of the corners on this track, using your shroom saves pretty much the same amount of time, so it's just down to preference for the most part. That first shroom through the cars is standard, though. Both players actually using the shroom there around that corner instead of the final corner. I don't know if maybe that meta has changed since the last time I played non-shortcut, but no, or not. Looks like Jaden going for the 0-3-0 strat, electing to not shroom through the cars at the end of lap 2, or at the end of lap 3, I should say. Dan just extending his lead, though. Jaden as well on that 3 shroom lap, almost got a PR. Not quite, though. and Dan making me giving a slight spoiler in the DM. Gonna make me pull up the leaderboard, see what time this ranks. Oh my god. 258.12. Once again, that's third place on the leaderboard. Would have been world record not all that long ago, actually. Absolutely ridiculous. Ties up the set, obviously. As of a couple months ago, that would have been a... Actually, I can pull up real quick how long ago that would have had to be for world record. So as of June 15th of this year, all the way up until... So that would have been a world record tie all the way up until September 12th of this year. September 12th, that got beat by Dan. It was a 258.12 until then. And still third place on the leaderboard if that was if that was a PR run. So pretty crazy. Jaden now taking us to Calamari Desert.
Okay.
Yeah, Jaden switching back to Yoshi. So Calamari Desert, the big thing is these trains. They are on cycles. So they are going to use a specific shroom strat, both using one shroom at the end of lap 1 here. And yeah, Jaden and Dan and Matthias last year in the One Try League had some amazing matches where they were just throwing out top 5s for like the entire match. So not a surprise from Dan, but still crazy. Jaden actually with the early lead after lap 1. Dan having to hop out of an MT to not go into the sand. So both players not using a shroom here. That is to actually go a bit slower so that the trains on lap 3 will be favorable. Ooh, Jaden getting caught up on the fence. That's going to let Dan catch up. Might actually give Dan the lead, especially now that he's taken a trip into the sand. And yeah, Dan takes about 0.6, so he's about 0.3 in the lead now. Both players getting around the train just fine. Now what they want is to beat this train, and both doing it easily. Using the double shroom. Actually a pretty close race here. And Dan takes it. And with that, we have match point. And Dan's taking us to Wario Stadium, a track that he is pretty likely to take the win on, to be perfectly honest. A solid race from Jaden, though, honestly, with the 205.47. but this likely will be the end with Dan on Wario Stadium.
Okay. Okay.
Next year's league needs handicaps. Well, I mean, that's kind of the division system, but yeah. Dan and Matthias are pretty OP when it comes to the one tries. Yeah, exactly. What Jake said there, Jaden's actually had some pretty amazing races that would beat most other people, and Dan smashes him by half a second. That's wow, both players in sync there, both smashing into the wall at the end of the lap. And takes a second and a half off Jaden on lap 1. Yeah, Jaden, since the last One Try League, Jaden has just rocketed ahead in terms of skill and consistency. Last year in the One Try League, me and him had a couple of really close, really tight matches, and this year he would just absolutely destroy me. Dan just really just needs to keep it clean, and he'll take the match. Not much to be said about Wario Stadium with Dan this far ahead. Looks like, Jaden launching off into the wall. I was going to say, Wario Stadium looks to be a bit of a kryptonite track for Jaden. If anyone in his division is watching, take your notes. Dan actually almost got the Tran shroom there. Sometimes on that shroom, you can actually slide down the backside of it, stick to the ground, and gain quite a bit of speed. And Dan is going to come across, and he is going to take the track and the match. Congratulations to Dan. Jaden, though, definitely putting up a fight. Took, I think, 4 tracks across the... maybe 3 tracks.
What's up, Smurfy?
Hey, Dan. Congrats.
Thank you.
Some ridiculous times.
Yeah, you know, that last set was just completely crazy. Like, you know, Jaden, like, had a 2-to-1 lead, and, like, both... Whatever the first 2 picks I did, like, Royal Raceway and Toad's Turnpike, I was just like, okay, I was so on edge. I'm like, I gotta drive really fast, and then like somehow just drove like insane times, and it was still like a close set. It was really cool.
Yeah. Hello, Jaden.
Hello.
Jaden.
GG.
Yeah, GG.
GG.
Yeah, there's not much you can do in that match, Jaden.
Yeah, there's not much. Yeah.
Who made that last set good though? Like even though I drove some like ridiculous times, it was still like close for sure.
Yeah, I try to make it interesting with like Toast Turnpike shortcut and all that. I was hoping you would pick some shortcuts, but you didn't.
No, well, I would have thought about it for like set 1. But like set 3, I was like, no, I gotta win this set. I can't pick anything that's risky. Oh man.
Interesting to not take the flap joker at any point though either.
Well, I think Flap Joker makes for more variance because like you figure if I make a couple mistakes in like lap 1, then I could get back in lap 2 and 3. Like there was a couple tracks that I had Jaden's stream open on my phone in front of me. I could like see out of the corner of my eye. He was like ahead on the Calamari Desert, and actually the first time I picked Wario Stadium, he was really close after lap 1.
Yeah.
Could have been out there if I drove really well afterwards, but I didn't.
Yeah, there were a couple tracks there where Jaden, you were actually ahead after lap 1, and then just some little mistake would catch Dan up, and he'd just race away. Like even Calamari Desert, you were ahead by about 0.3 after lap 1. And
and I bonked the
just
fence.
went.
Yeah, you know, there's as long as you get good hill hops, there's like a lot of like you can mess up on laps 1 and 2 and still be like right by the train. But like I had to get good hops on lap 2. I got like a 42.66, which is really really fast for a 0 shroom. So
Yeah,
and then that Toad's Turnpike, just insanity.
Madness.
Yeah, well, like so that I was debating just picking Wario Stadium again. So Wario Stadium doesn't have cars at least, and Toad's Turnpike, I'm like on edge right now. There's a chance I could hit a car and mess up, but then like once you get the beginning good, like, and then and I was warming up with this too, like. You get the downhill MT, the one like right before you go downhill after the long turn on lap 1. Like if those 2 things go well, and then I don't hit the bus to the next turn, then like after that, it's like okay, I'm gonna go really well. So I just felt very good after that.
Yeah. But yeah, Jaden, you both drove some pretty good times as well against. Most other opponents would have taken track wins on a lot more tracks.
yeah.
Like even your Royal Raceway time, because your PR is like 2:52.78, I think.
Yeah.
And like you were pretty close to that. It's definitely you drove well. I just had like when I didn't mess up in this match, like I just played really really crazy. So.
Yeah, you definitely did.
I think this actually was the best I did in a 1 try, like ever, honestly, other than a couple mistakes. So definitely felt good.
Yeah, two top 3 times in a match is pretty crazy. I think when you and Matthias played, you had a fair few of top 5s, but I think in that match, I don't know if either of you got a top 3 time in that match.
Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I mean, like those, that for sure, like, because I remember the best individual times I drive, like the Royal Raceway and Toad's Turnpike were definitely the best 1 try times I've driven on those tracks.
Yeah.
So.
Well, congrats again, Dan.
Thank you.
Congrats, Dan.
Pull up the schedule real quick. See, right now the next match scheduled on SpeedGaming is Nantuko Avatar versus Mario Pianist. That's on the 29th, 8 p.m. Eastern, so a decent time slot as well. So hopefully we'll all see you there. And GG again to both you guys.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks for the
we'll see you
commentary.
next time.
Alright, see ya.
See ya.
Yeah, that works.